Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we'll be basically running this app so as to test the register activity code which we have completed in the previous lecture. So here what you need to do is that you need to take care of a few things even before you start running your application. So the first mistake in our application here is that I've actually used r.id.edit name over here, but that should actually be a name field. So let me just go ahead and make the relevant change over here. So that's going to be name field over here, and once that thing is done, we are good to go. And one more thing which you need to take care of is that if you go to your Firebase console and if you go to authentication over here, as you could see, if you go to sign in method, your email and password authentication must be disabled at the moment. So what you need to do here is that you need to go click over here and set this to enabled, hit save. And what this is going to allow you to do is that it's actually going to set the sign-in method for email and password as enabled. So once this thing is done, we are pretty much good to go. So hopefully we should not have any errors while we run our application. So I'm simply going to go ahead, save the code, and if possible you could also go ahead, go to build and clean the project, so that whenever you actually make changes to your resources, it's always better that you go ahead and clean up your project. So these are the few things of which you do need to take care of, because if you even miss a small thing, then your application is not going to work as expected. And now let's run the application on my device. So as you could see, the application is up and running. So let me just type in some name, let me enter some email. This is not my email, I'm actually just typing in some random email over here, and let's say the password is going to be let's say my name itself. And when I hit register, let's see if this thing actually gets added up to database. As you could see, now we are redirected to the main activity. That means hopefully we have successfully registered the user. So I'm going to stop recording my screen over here, and now we are going to open up the Firebase console in order to check if the user has been created. So let me just open up the Firebase console, and if you go to users, hopefully we should have user. Alright, so we do have a user over here. So this is the email ID which we have provided, and this provider actually states email, the date created, the signed in date, and the unique user ID. So that's it for this lecture, and we were successful in resolving the issues associated with the register activity. So the only two things which you do need to take care in mind is that you do have proper references to the edit text, and one final thing which you need to remember is that you need to set this thing as enabled. So that's it for this lecture, and in the next lecture what we are going to do is that we are going to go ahead and create the login activity. So what we will do now is that instead of redirecting user directly to the main activity after he signs in, what we wish to do is that we want to make user login by confirming his credentials. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.